Hello, everybody. My name is Kimura, and today we will be reviewing the fourth installment of Season 1 of Bubble Guppies. Season 1, Episode 4, Build Me a Building. In this episode, the Bubble Guppies build a doghouse for Bubble Puppy with the right materials. Now, this episode, I, for one, really like it. Not only I like it because of the concept of building, but this episode is very different because I don't know if you noticed, but for fans of the show, you'll know this episode is quite special because its whole format is different. Well, I might as well talk about the format now, and talk about why I like the episode in a bit. So, if you guys know, the season 1 format is number 1, the pop song, number 2, the shop segment, number 3, the lunch joke, number 4, the dance song, number 5, the storybook, and number 6, the field trip. Now, some of the numbers I just listed off in this episode, they're still kind of in order, up to the dance song and the field trip is where the format gets back to normal, but a lot of things are switched. Like, for instance, um, instead of the pop song being first, we have the shop segment first, and the instead of the second segment being the shop segment, I mean, wait, do we still have the? Yeah. It's still the wait, is it? No, I mean, wait, hang on. No. The shop segment is first. Um, then it's the dance song. Then it's the dance song. Then it's the lunch joke. Then it's the then it's the hmm, then it's the storybook. No. Then it's the pop song. Then it's the storybook, and then it's the field trip. So other than the format we have here, sorry for a little bit of the stuttering here. I get like that when I get a bit confused. But other than the format, this is still a really good episode. I mean, and I like to change the format, because and my theory is um I can't. I was gonna say this is the first one. Maybe it was the first one in production, but it's not. Happy Clam Day was the first one in production. We'll talk about that when we get there. But I thought maybe this. My theory is, they look back on this little format for the next season. They look back on this format for the next season, and that's when maybe this episode inspired them to change the format a bit for I think they started doing a totally different format in season 2 or 3. I don't know. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So I really like when Goby's coming to school and he sees them building, and then and then he's at the construction site, and then the the crab worker, he's like, stop construction, and then he's like, get a hard hat on this kid pronto, and then a crab comes and his name is literally Pronto, like that's clever wordplay right there. And then he teaches Goby like what the house is gonna be made of. Like, he runs through about what they have: glass, bricks, and some wood. And then he comes to school, and then he shows everybody his hard hat that the construction crab gave him, which was really sweet. And then I like it when he explains what it is, and Gil, he knocks on his head, not his head, his hard hat. I mean, like, that was pretty funny. And then they're all like, maybe we should all build a house. And then Goby explains, we're gonna need some tools first, and tools to build stuff with. And then they decide they're gonna build a house for Bubble Puppy. And then they explain about what different tools they need. And I don't know if you noticed this, but when the answer of the screwdriver came up, when Molly swam up to answer the question, her eyelashes are gone. That's a bit of a animation error. I mean, it's common for cartoon characters to lose their eyelashes. It's common, so it's not like the end of the world. And then the shop segment, you know, it was pretty funny, with the like Gil needed something that he was like bam, 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 and then for the saw it went zip, 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 and then for the the wrench it went crank, 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 and it was really fun. And then towards when he found it, he was like, "Let me just put it in my toolbox," and then he's trying to open it, and then he's like, "I'll just carry it," and then here's the 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 dance song, which was really really catchy, and my ears perked up when Goby said it's hammer time. Like I don't know if that was on purpose or coincidence he said that because like hammer time. I'm sorry. And then we cut back to Molly and Gil, and then no, then it's the lunch segment. I'm sorry, it's the lunch segment, and then once again, this is the second time Goby had a lunch joke. The second time was from our the first time was from our previous episode, Bubble Puppy. This time he got a hammer and cheese sandwich. Which is really funny. And then Gil, he's still there trying to open up his toolbox. And then Molly says, why don't I open it for you with my magical undersea powers? Which I kind of think. And then she has Gil close his eyes, and then he was like, when did you get magical undersea powers? And then Molly's like, hallelujah. And then Gil wants to try because he thinks he has the power too, but secretly she had to kill along. I couldn't help myself. I had to tell. And then the face when Gil tries to make the noises, Molly makes he's like hallelujah, hallelujah. And then he swims off screen trying to open it up again. He's like crummy toolbox. And then we cut back to the classroom, and then they're about to start building. When then Dima points out, "What are we gonna build the doghouse out of?" And then they go back to the question segment about what are we like, because they want to make the Bubble Guppy's doghouse sturdy, you know. And then we move on to the pop song, which is by far my favorite, favorite, favorite song throughout the whole show. Not just this season, but the whole show. Like, build me a building, build me a library or dental school. Build me a building, yeah, yeah, with the walls and a roof. Hey, could you throw in a pool? Yeah, we'll throw in a pool. Houses with pools, totally cool. Like, that song slaps every single time. I love it so much. And then we move over to the story segment, which I really like with the graham crackers. I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I cannot watch this segment this episode entirely without eating graham crackers. I don't know why. It just gave me some sort of comfort, you know. And then the dragon, you know, and then Una, Gil, and Molly, they're ye old construction folks. And then Dima asks them to make a house for her to protect her graham crackers. And she uses they suggest correct me if I'm wrong with the order, but it's what I can remember. They use ice. No. Yeah, they use ice. Obviously the dragon's hot breath will melt. And then they use paper. No, yeah, they use paper first. And then at one point she suggested cheese, and then they feel like maybe bricks will help, and then the bricks do help. And I like how Dima, before the dragon comes for the last time, she's like, "Dare I suggest a snack? It's my last box. Like, you better hold on to those, and it's not gonna be your last snack for long." But yeah, and he just wanted graham crackers, and then Gil said maybe you should just ask. And the sound, I like the sound the dragon makes whenever he plays, he's like on the fandom. The fans apparently call him Dirt because he makes like a derpy noise. Not My Little Pony derpy, but another derpy. But anyway, then we move on to another Molly Gil segment, and then apparently inspired by the story, Gil builds a doghouse on his own, and apparently he made it out of graham crackers. And then he's like, "Look, boy, I made you a new house." And then when I tell you, Bubble Puppy goes full gator mode on the on the graham cracker house, and then Mom's like, Gil, what material did you use that doghouse out of? And then Gil says so bluntly, graham crackers. And then Molly says, I'm not sure that was the right material to use. And then so cutely Bubble Puppy just burps like, eh. It's so cute. And then they finally move on to the field trip. Well, it's really not a field trip because they're in their schoolyard. You know, I know because you can see the school in the background of the whole field trip scene. And then Bubble Puppy wants to see. And then Una says, "Don't look at the blueprint, Bubble Puppy. It's a surprise." And then cleverly they cover up his. I don't know if it's just me, but it looked like they mostly try to cover up the blueprint from Bubble Puppy with their hard hats. If that's what they were going for, that's kind of genius. It's kind of genius. And there's this scene I still don't understand. Um, where Mr. Grouper he looks at the building, the blueprint, and he says, um, 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 I forgot what he said, but I know he said the word build, and then luckily the construction crabs come over, and then the chief says, "Did somebody say build?" And then Goby said, "I did," but Mr. Grouper was the one that mentioned build. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a continuity error. I don't know, but I'm gonna try and ignore. But it's still in the back of my mind. I still can't shrug that off. I'm sorry. So then they build the doghouse, a cute little montage, and then well, the doghouse is built, and everybody likes it, and everybody likes it, especially Bubble Puppy. He goes on playing with the doghouse. He goes on playing with the dollhouse and stuff. It's just like it's really really fun. It's really really fun. The ending, everybody's in awe how they was able to do it. And then towards the end of the episode, the last segment, Bubble Puppy, he's thanking Molly and Gil, and of course the viewers, and he does the same lick thing he did in the previous episode, and yeah, that's how the episode ends. So other than that, I think this was a really, really good episode. I'm gonna have to give it a 10. It's one of my favorite episodes throughout the first season. It's one of my favorite ones. It's my favorite, and I feel like this episode, like, because remember the previous episode they adopted Bubble Puppy, and now in this episode, I feel like them making a dog house for him, his own place to call home, that's right next to his actual adopted home, is really clever because that shows you that they're helping him settle in to make sure that he's truly being welcomed in as their class pet, which I feel like is really nice. If that's what they were going for, like like I'll tip my hat to that for real. Like so yeah, amazing episode. Like I said, I'm giving it a 10. It's really really fun. I love it, all the songs. I don't care if we got a different format. It's still really really fun. So now tune in for my next review as we will be reviewing season 1, episode 5, Ducks in a Row. See you all next time.